Have you noticed how the price of everyday products seems to be creeping up lately? That smartphone you've been eyeing, the clothes you regularly buy, or even that simple kitchen gadget all suddenly more expensive. You might have wondered, why is this happening? Well, it turns out a big part of the answer lies in something called tariffs, specifically those introduced during Trump's administration. But what exactly are these tariffs? And more importantly, how do they affect the things you buy every day? This video is here to break it all down in a way that's easy to understand. We'll explore how these tariffs act like hidden taxes on imported goods, which often mean higher prices for you, the consumer. Whether you're shopping online, at the supermarket, or in your favorite store, these tariffs can quietly raise the cost of many items you might not even realize. By the end of this video, you'll get a clear picture of why your budget feels tighter, how tariffs influence inflation, and what this means for your wallet going forward. So, if you want to stay informed and learn how these economic decisions trickle down to impact your daily life, keep watching. Let's dive into how these tariffs work and why they matter to you. So, what exactly are tariffs? In simple terms, tariffs are taxes or fees that a government charges on goods imported from other countries. Think of them as extra costs placed on products that come from abroad before they even reach store shelves here in the United States. The idea behind these tariffs is often to protect local industries by making imported goods more expensive, encouraging people to buy products made domestically instead. During Donald Trump's presidency, tariffs became a major tool in his economic strategy. The administration imposed tariffs on a range of imported goods, especially targeting countries like China. The goal, to reduce the trade deficit and protect American manufacturing jobs by making foreign products costlier and less competitive compared to those produced within the US. But here's the catch. These tariffs don't just affect companies that import goods, they affect everyday shoppers like you and me. When importers face higher fees, they often pass these costs along to consumers in the form of higher prices. It's like paying a little extra tax on many things you buy without even realizing it. Throughout this video, we'll break down exactly how these tariffs influence the prices of products you use daily. From the tech gadgets in your hand to the clothes in your closet, we'll explore how this system works in practice and why it's important to understand the connection between tariffs and the cost of living. Now that we have a basic idea of what tariffs are and why they were put in place, let's get into the heart of the matter: how these tariffs impact the prices you see every time you shop. To really understand how tariffs affect the prices of the things you buy, let's start with a simple example. Imagine you want to buy a new smartphone. Many of the parts that make up this phone, screens, chips, batteries, are often made overseas, especially in countries like China. When tariffs are applied to these imported components or the finished product itself, it means the company assembling or selling the phone in the US has to pay extra fees to bring it in. Now, companies don't just absorb these extra costs, they usually pass them on to consumers. So, the price you see on the shelf or online goes up. What might have cost $700 last year could easily cost $750 or more after tariffs. This extra charge isn't because the product suddenly became better or more expensive to make. It's because of the government's added tax. But smartphones aren't the only products affected. Clothes, shoes, appliances, furniture, even food items that are imported can carry these hidden tariff costs. Take clothing, for example. Many garments sold in the US are made in countries where production is cheaper. When tariffs increase the cost of importing these clothes, stores raise prices to maintain their profits. Tariffs don't just stop at the direct importers, they have a ripple effect. Suppliers, manufacturers, distributors all face higher costs, and those costs eventually reach you. This chain reaction can increase inflation, which is the overall rise in prices across the economy. Inflation means that, over time, your money buys less than before. Another important point is supply and demand. Sometimes, tariffs encourage companies to try and produce goods domestically to avoid import taxes. But setting up local production takes time and money. During this transition, shortages or limited supply might push prices even higher. In some cases, tariffs can backfire. When other countries retaliate with their own tariffs on American goods, US companies that export products like soybeans or cars face difficulties selling abroad. This can hurt American farmers and manufacturers, affecting jobs and income, which in turn impacts what consumers pay for related goods. To visualize this, think of tariffs as a toll gate on a highway. Every imported product has to pay a toll, making the journey more expensive. Those costs add up, and the final price tag reflects that. So, when you see a price increase on your favorite product, tariffs might be one of the reasons behind it. It's not just about politics or trade wars happening far away, it's about how these policies come down to affect your wallet and everyday life. When prices rise because of tariffs, it's not just numbers on a chart, it hits your household budget directly. Think about the small but steady increase you might see on groceries, clothing, or electronics. These increases, even if they seem minor individually, add up over time and affect how far your paycheck stretches each month. For example, let's say you usually spend $200 a month on clothing and accessories. If tariffs cause an average 10% price hike, that
means you're spending $220 instead. It might seem small, but over a year, that is an extra $240 you plan on spending money that could have gone to savings, bills, or leisure. It's similar with groceries. Imported foods or ingredients used in processed products often get caught up in these tariffs. A simple can of coffee or a snack might cost more at checkout. Families who rely on tight budgets feel these effects the most, as there's less room to adjust spending. Electronics are another big-ticket item impacted by tariffs. Whether it's a laptop, smartphone, or kitchen appliance, tariffs can make replacements or upgrades more expensive. For households with limited disposable income, this can delay essential purchases or force compromises on quality. Beyond just the numbers, this growing cost pressure can cause stress and anxiety about managing monthly expenses. People start looking for ways to cut costs, which might mean buying fewer non-essential items or switching to cheaper alternatives. On a larger scale, when many families face these budget pressures, it can slow down overall economic growth. If consumers spend less, businesses sell less, which can lead to fewer jobs and slower wage growth, a cycle that touches everyone. Understanding this connection between tariffs, price increases, and household budgets helps explain why so many people feel the pinch in their daily lives. It's not just about abstract economic policies, it's about real impacts on how families live and plan their finances. Looking ahead, the future of tariffs and their impact on prices is uncertain and depends on many factors. Will these extra taxes stay in place, increase, or be removed? The answer is complex, but understanding possible scenarios can help you prepare. If tariffs continue or even grow, we can expect prices on imported goods to stay high or rise further. This means the cost of everyday items could keep climbing, putting ongoing pressure on household budgets. Consumers might need to adjust spending habits and look for more local options. On the other hand, if trade negotiations lead to tariff reductions or removals, prices could stabilize or even drop. This would provide some relief to consumers and help bring down inflation related to imported goods. However, such changes usually take time and involve political battles, so any improvements might not be immediate. There's also the possibility that businesses will invest more in domestic manufacturing to avoid tariffs. While this could eventually create jobs and boost local production, it's a process that requires time, resources, and sometimes government support. During this transition, supply shortages might occur, which could keep prices high for a while. Additionally, global economic events, such as changes in trade relationships or unexpected disruptions, can influence tariffs and pricing in ways hard to predict. Keeping informed about these developments can help you make smarter
choices about your purchases. In summary, the tariff story is still unfolding. While no one can say for sure what will happen next, being aware of the possibilities allows you to better anticipate changes and manage your budget accordingly. Now that you understand how tariffs can raise prices, let's talk about what you can do to protect your budget and make smarter choices when shopping. First, pay attention to where products are made. Items labeled Made in the USA often avoid import tariffs, and buying these can help support local businesses while potentially saving you money. Next, compare prices carefully. Sometimes, looking for alternative brands or shopping during sales can help you avoid paying the full tariff-inflated cost. Also, consider buying fewer imported luxury or non-essential items and focusing on necessities. Another good strategy is to stay informed. Follow economic news or trusted sources that cover trade policies so you can anticipate price changes and plan your purchases accordingly. This way, you can avoid last-minute spending surprises. If possible, bulk buying or purchasing in larger quantities when prices are lower can also stretch your dollars further. However, always balance this with your actual needs to avoid waste. Lastly, don't hesitate to explore local markets or smaller businesses. They might offer competitive prices on goods not affected by tariffs and help you discover new products. These tips won't eliminate the impact of tariffs, but they can help you manage your money better and reduce the strain on your wallet. In short, tariffs are more than just political tools. They directly affect the prices you pay and your household budget. Understanding this connection empowers you to make better choices and prepare for future changes. If this video helped you see the bigger picture behind rising prices, please like, share, and subscribe. Stay informed, protect your wallet, and don't miss our upcoming videos that break down the economy in everyday terms.